Right now, under your kitchen sink, in your bathroom cabinet, next to your washing machine, there's a small army of plastic bottles draining your paycheck every single month. Dish soap, hand soap, body wash, laundry detergent, shampoo, floor cleaner. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says the average American household spends $680 to over $800 a year on cleaning and hygiene products. Procter & Gamble's own data says the average family runs 300 to 390 loads of laundry a year. That's 180 to 600 bucks just on detergent. And most of those products contain synthetic chemicals that the FDA has literally had to step in and ban. But there's a recipe that costs $2 or nothing at all that humans used for nearly 5,000 years before any corporation existed. They buried it, not because it was dangerous, not because it didn't work, because it worked with stuff you already had, for free. And you can't build an $84 billion company selling people something they can make from fireplace ash and leftover bacon grease. A homeowner who makes their own soap once is a homeowner who never buys another bottle of Dawn again. This is the story of Wood Ash Lye Soap, the $0 cleaner that an entire industry spent 100+ years making sure you would forget ever existed. Welcome to Buried Remedies. Subscribe and hit that bell because this one goes back almost 5,000 years. Let's dig it up. The year was approximately 2800 BC. Babylon, modern-day Iraq. Archaeologists found clay tablets with the earliest known soap recipe in human history. The formula? Water, alkali from wood ash, and cassia oil. That's it. The American Cleaning Institute confirms it. Those Babylonians figured out that if you mix the runoff from soaked ashes with animal or plant fat, you get a substance that strips grease and grime off anything. For the next 4,600 years, every civilization on Earth made their own soap the same way. Romans did it, medieval Europeans did it, and in colonial America, it was a basic household chore. Pioneer women saved fireplace ashes all winter in a barrel called a leaching hopper, poured rainwater through them to extract the lye, and mixed it with rendered animal fat. Lard from pigs, tallow from cattle. One batch lasted the whole family months. Then in 1823, a French chemist named Michel Eugène Chevreul published the paper that explained exactly why it worked. He called the chemical reaction saponification. The alkali breaks apart the fat molecule into glycerol and fatty acid salts. Those salts are soap. Period. That's all soap has ever been. Alkali plus fat equals soap. Published in Recherches chimiques sur les causes gras d'origine animale. This man is considered the father of lipid chemistry. That knowledge should have kept soap free forever. And then Cincinnati happened. In 1879, James Norris Gamble, son of P&G co-founder James Gamble, developed Ivory soap, a white bar, cheap to produce, marketed as the soap that floats. It was the first mass-market soap in America. And it worked, but it also started the shift. Soap was no longer something you made, it was something you bought. Then came World War II. Fats and oils were rationed for the war effort. So in 1946, P&G launched Tide, the first heavy-duty synthetic detergent made from petroleum byproducts instead of animal fat. The American Chemical Society literally called it a landmark. By the 1950s, synthetic detergents had replaced real soap in most American homes. Now here's where it gets ugly. In 2016, the FDA banned 19 active ingredients from consumer antibacterial soaps, including Triclosan, a chemical linked to hormone disruption and antibiotic resistance. The FDA's own ruling said these ingredients were never proven safer or more effective than plain soap and water. That's the FDA saying it, not me. Meanwhile, in 2020, the Cochrane Library, the gold standard of medical evidence reviews, published a rapid review confirming that ash has legitimate antimicrobial properties for hand cleaning. And a study from the University of Sydney tested wood ash lye in vitro and found genuine antimicrobial efficacy against multiple pathogen categories. The stuff your great-great-grandma made for free in her backyard had science behind it the entire time. Let's follow the money. The US soap and detergent manufacturing industry generates roughly $36 billion every year. That's just America. Globally, the soap market alone is over $50 billion. P&G, one company, pulled in $84 billion in fiscal year 2024. Here's how the cycle works. Stream 1, the product itself. A bottle of Tide costs $7 to $15 and lasts maybe 40 loads. You run 300 plus loads a year. Do the math. That's $180 to $600 a year in detergent alone per household, every year. Stream 2, product diversification. They don't just sell you one soap. They sell you dish soap, hand soap, body wash, shampoo, laundry detergent, fabric softener, dryer sheets, surface cleaner, and bathroom spray. Each one a separate bottle. Each one a separate repurchase cycle. The average American family spends over $800 a year keeping that system going. Stream 3, the premium upsell. Natural, organic, sensitive skin, free and clear, same basic chemistry, fancier label, double the price. And what does all of that depend on? One single belief, that you cannot make soap yourself, but you can, with 2 ingredients you either already have or can get for free. And the recipe is 4,800 years old. So they didn't ban ash. They didn't make lye illegal. They did something smarter. They just never taught you. If you're still here, you now know more about what soap actually is than most Americans who'll spend $800 on it this year. That's why this channel exists. If this is your first time, subscribe. The next video goes even deeper. Every recipe, every source, every measurement, it's all in the buried Remedies vault. Link in the description. But stay here. The how-to is next. Here's exactly how to make soap from ash and fat. Your great-great-grandparents did this every spring. You can do it this weekend. Materials. Total cost, $0 or $2. Hardwood ash, oak, hickory, maple, or beech are the best. About a half bucket's worth from your fire pit or wood stove. Free. Water, rainwater is ideal, but tap works fine. Fat, saved cooking grease, bacon drippings, or beef suet from your butcher at about $1 a pound. Coconut oil or olive oil work too. A 5-gallon bucket with a small hole near the bottom, plugged with a rag or piece of cloth. A large stainless steel or enamel pot. Never aluminum. Lye reacts with aluminum. Rubber gloves and safety glasses. Lye is caustic, non-negotiable. Step 1. Make the lye. Pack your bucket with hardwood ash. Pour warm water slowly over the top. About a gallon per half bucket of ash. Let it sit and seep through for 24 to 48 hours. The water leaches out potassium carbonate. That's your lye. Collect the dark brownish liquid that drips out the bottom into a glass or stainless steel container. Test it with the egg float method. Drop a fresh egg into your lye water. If it floats with about a quarter-sized patch of shell showing above the surface, your lye is strong enough. If the egg sinks, run the water through the ashes a second time. Step 2. Render your fat. If using saved cooking grease or raw suet, melt it slowly in a pot on low heat. Strain it through cheesecloth to remove food bits. What you want is clean, liquid fat. About 2 cups is enough for a small batch. Step 3. Combine and cook. Heat your rendered fat in a stainless steel pot. Slowly pour in lye water at roughly a 1-to-1 ratio. 1 part fat to 1 part lye. Stir constantly. Keep it at a low simmer for 1 to 2 hours. The mixture will thicken and turn opaque. That thickening is saponification happening in real time. The lye is breaking the fat into glycerol and soap. Step 4. Cure. For soft soap, which is what colonial Americans used, you're done. Scoop it into jars. Use it for dishes, laundry, hands, everything. For hard bar soap, pour the mixture into a mold. A shoebox lined with parchment paper works, and let it cure for 4 to 6 weeks in a dry spot. The longer it cures, the harder and milder the bar. Pro tip. The industrial version of this same chemical reaction uses sodium hydroxide. That's commercial lye. About $3 at Walmart in the drain cleaner aisle. Wood ash lye is potassium hydroxide and makes softer soap. Both are real soap. The only difference is hardness of the final bar. One honest note, Lye is caustic. It will burn skin on contact before saponification is complete. Wear rubber gloves and eye protection every single time. Work in a ventilated area. Keep kids and pets away. And never use aluminium pots or containers. Lye eats through aluminium. Once saponification is complete and the soap is fully cured, the lye is completely neutralized. The final bar is safe to use on your skin. That's the chemistry. Let me leave you all with this. 4,800 years ago, the Babylonians carved this recipe into clay. Every generation after them knew it. Colonial Americans made it every spring. Your great-grandparents made it without thinking twice. Then one company in Cincinnati figured out how to sell you back what you already had. And an $84 billion empire was built on making sure you'd forget. The ash is free. The fat is in your kitchen. The chemistry is 48 centuries old. And the recipe is now in your hands. If this helped, subscribe. Share it with someone who's tired of spending $800 a year on plastic bottles full of petroleum. Drop a comment and tell me if you try it. I want to see your first batch. The Buried Remedies vault is in the description. Every hack, every source, every measurement, all in one place. Stay sharp. I'll catch you all in the next one.